All these people feel like our society is the victim to Dr. Spock or to parents or to all these things. And we have to look at it, we're all responsible. The issue is if I can play the victim, I didn't do anything wrong. And if I didn't do anything wrong, I'm off the hook. So there's no blame, no shame, no guilt, no failure, no responsibility.
What is this whole double Dutch thing about?
Well, the issue of conflict with kids is often parents really don't know when to jump in sometimes. And it's kind of like jumping rope. You jump in too early, you get whacked in the head. You jump in too late, and it can cause some serious consequences.
All right, so you say work smarter, not harder.
Right. The idea of that is a lot of times parents work really hard to parent. And what you have to think about is your job is to work yourself out of a job, to become obsolete. To do that, you want to give your kids the skills to prepare them for the rest of their life. When people fight a war, the issue of war is that if I'm the strongest, then I win. And if I win, then I get to define what's good and what's right. A political contest is
kind of like a war.
It is. And we're trying to define what's good.
Are we going to be okay when this is done? Historically, do you go through periods like this as a nation, and then you come out of it, and everything gets back to normal?
Licensed psychologist, author, media consultant, and public speaker Eric Fisher, aka Dr. E, has helped thousands develop healthy life perspectives and relationships. His innovative theories and therapies set the standard for cutting-edge and efficient healing. Dr. E has become the go-to resource for major television, radio, and print outlets. Now he's bringing his therapy to real life with a daily dose of treatment.
Well, sometimes in life what we have to do before we set out to reach our goals is we have to look at what obstacles are in the way, to move them out, to ensure our chances of success. And even then, are we ready to shoot? Probably not, because we really haven't looked at what the ebbs and flows of what life is going to bring us that might interfere with us reaching our goal. So as we do that, we eye the curves, the ebbs, the flows, and we line up our putt. We increase our chance of reaching our goals. I don't look at people as a diagnosis. I look at them as they've come to me with something. That's their painting that they've created in life. And it's my job to help them to interpret that painting. Not on what's wrong with it, but often what's right. I always teach people that there's 7 primary protective emotions: anger, rage, arrogance, flippancy, defiance, sarcasm, and hatred. Those emotions are always, always protective. Therefore, they always come second. They never come first. Emotions that come first would be emotions like sadness or fear or shame, things that feel weak or bad or wrong in our culture. So when you can understand those dynamics very quickly, you can figure out almost any situation. As we see failure as something that's bad and wrong and weak. And I don't believe that. I think that every emotion has a positive purpose. And it's my life that's taught me that. And the purpose of failure, as I see it, is that failure tells us when it's time to learn. Nothing more, nothing less. We don't have to surround it with guilt and shame and inadequacy and unworthiness. Just see what the value of that situation has brought us. I started to see that the more I reached people where they were at, the better results I got. So I'll do things from rollerblading or throwing a football or going for a walk down the street. I once had somebody who got to a corner and they said, "Which way are we going?" I said, "This is your choice, because if you can't pick the way you want to go in your life, how are you going to succeed and feel successful?" I don't want people to look back at me one day and say, "Gee, Doc, thanks for what you did for me." I want them to be able to say, "Look at what I did for myself, and thanks for your help." I'm the youngest of 4 kids in my family, and one of the most difficult times in my life was when my brother died when I was 8. And while a lot of people might feel like that was a tragedy in their life, as I grew older and really understood a lot more about the situation, it really helped define who I was in a positive way. We have all the same emotions, but it's what we do with them that makes us different. It's not about finding the moment in therapy. Life's about finding therapy in the moment. It's not in our offices, it's not on our couches, and it's not in our books. It's in each person's soul, and it's the uniqueness of each person's soul that I want to reach.